This is my urban farm. So on the patio, I'm growing pretty much herbs. I have nasturtium growing here. I love nasturtium, obviously. And calendula, both of the blooms are edible. I'm doing potatoes in a bucket. I'm doing two different things with the potatoes, the bucket method and a tower method, and I'll show you the towers in a minute. But this is kind of my tried and true way. I'm going to be growing cucumbers in this pot when it gets a little bit warmer. Lavender, sage, which is really has these beautiful blossoms on them now, or like they're starting to bud out. That's never happened before. I have thyme and some volunteer oregano, and what is that called? Marjoram? Or marjoram? Yeah. And fennel and chives, and some more carrots, and thyme and oregano. So this is all new space. So I planted 5 Buena Vista lavender plants. This is a rosemary plant that's hung on through the years. This is my lettuce and spinach bed. So I have cilantro and Swiss chard and beets and I don't know, 5 different types of lettuce. And I have radishes growing in between all of those things. So this has provided me tons of meals recently and lunches. This is my brassica bed, so I'm growing all brassicas in here. There's 2 empty squares because I just harvested 2 heads of cabbage. This is Savoy cabbage, so I planted 6 heads of Savoy cabbage, and there's dill growing in between those. The majority of this is I have tons of Romanesco broccoli, which I started inside. I'm really excited about. I have 6 squares of cauliflower, 3 squares in there of lacinato kale. These 6 squares are all Romanesco broccoli, and that square too. I've got rapini greens or broccolini, and 4 squares of Brussels sprouts that I started inside too. So, this is my solanaceae, my nightshades bed area. I'm growing all heirloom tomatoes this year, a couple different types of peppers and eggplants in this bed that I've been having covered with plastic so it stays warm. I put these out probably the end of March, early April, way pushing the envelope, but they're looking beautiful and happy. Under the cloche you can see my tomatoes. I think I'm growing like 4 or 5 different varieties of heirloom tomatoes. They're producing flowers now. It's making me very happy. I've got several cayenne pepper plants and sweet peppers, paprika, Anaheims. So we'll see. I have not had very good luck with peppers, but I am hopeful. So I'm growing potatoes in these potato towers that I learned about from a magazine. I'm not sure how I feel about them yet. It's the same strategy as the bucket method, where you keep adding dirt as you see green, you keep adding dirt and they fill up, and then you can open up the towers and harvest them. But for one, it takes a lot of dirt to fill them, and the dirt and the plants kind of pour out of the holes, so it's not really working that well. And they showed them covered with like a screen, which kind of like this system, but even still, dirt kind of falls out of it. So, I mean, they're halfway up now, the towers, so I guess it's doing okay, and potatoes need really good drainage, so having a system like this, I mean, the water is definitely draining, so that's good. But I'm not sure. We'll see. See how many potatoes I get in the end. Alright. So down here, I have, this is my beds, my squash bed. So I have tons of nasturtium growing in here, and my zucchini that has sprouted. And I have summer squash, and my pumpkin and blue Hubbard squash sprouts, or plants, seeds just sprouted. And I also have butternut squash that I grow up the trellis. And I'm going to squeeze in a couple cucumber plants that I can grow vertically, and I think that that won't mess with the humongous zucchini. So I'm packing it in. Down here I have all the beans. So more nasturtium, but these are my Trail of Tears black beans that I grew last year and saved and dried, that I planted again this year, and they are doing really well. So Trail of Tears, and I'm going to grow all of these here in the bottom are Trail of Tears that are going to grow up these poles. And then on the far two squares are Calypso beans. Those are bush beans, the yin yang beans. So they're looking good so far. I'm hopeful. And as you can hear, the chickens clucking away, anxious to get out. I'm sure if I open up the door, you'd see them running. Let's see. They run out. Chickens! Hi, ladies. Woohoo! Go, 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 go! So right now it's blooming yellow and red up there, but it has a variety of different blooming sedum, so it starts blooming lots of different colors throughout the season. It'll end up being magenta and different colors. It's pretty great. Okay, so the latest thing I added to the coop that's making me really happy, because I am a child of the Muppet generation, and what Camilla was named after. Keep the chickens company. Little tribute to Gonzo, the chicken lover, and Camilla. Oh, I think it's so funny. Okay. And this is where we would have eggs, and there's two. And they probably laid them at the same time in the same nesting box, because that's how they roll. Good times. Yay!